Welcome to Anti-Moonboy News, episode 14 or 13. I forget. I really need to make a theme song, so that is on my to-do list. I will be recording something over the next couple weeks because just introducing the podcast with me talking, kind of boring and lazy. Anyways, let us get to the weekly Superchats. You can go to xmrchat.com/xenu if you would like to donate. And yeah, we're going to read through them now. The first donation is from xenu supporter. He gives 0.09139515 XMR. That deserves an air horn. Thank you so much for that generous donation. Anyways, xenu supporter says, well done on spotting that confidentiallyr is dodgy. My spidey sense picked up on that too. They have way too many followers and suspiciously high engagement. What's your take on Xeno Project's 90,000 followers? How can you be sure? So what he's referring to is the Twitter pages for these respective projects. And I am telling you right now, go to the confidentiallyr. It is at confidentiallyr. That's the handle, okay? And they have like 250,000 followers, and like all of their tweets are clearly full of bots. Like paid, I don't know, they paid a lot of money to make it seem like they're super legitimate, which is super shady. I don't know what is going on with this. Well, actually, I do know. It's a pump and dump. For those who are unaware, confidentiallyr was recently shilled by Roger Ver on Tucker Carlson. You know, Tucker Carlson gave him a great question. Hey, what do you think about cryptocurrency and it not being private? And Roger Ver said, well, you know what? We have tools like Monero. That's fantastic. But then he starts talking about confidentiallyr and how it has the next best, privacy technology and how this is going to be the next big thing. And I'm thinking, what the hell is confidentiallyr? I'm pretty involved in this space. I spend a lot of time talking about cryptocurrency and what is and what isn't being used. And I've never even heard of this, which is bizarre. So I go in and I look this up. And no joke, this is what confidentiallyr is. It is built on Cosmos. I've also never heard of this before. Cosmos, which is a second layer on Xeno. And what it does is it uses these things called clone tokens, and you wrap an asset like Bitcoin or Ethereum in the clone token and transact it on the Xeno network. And the clone token, by the way, is pre-mined. Nobody is going to use that crap. It is a complete pump and dump scam. And anybody shilling this is a fraud. Okay? Anybody shilling this, and I can call out a couple people right now. I'm not going to, but you know who they are. Aaron Day. Excuse me, I had a little cough there. Okay, moving on. But yeah, so their Twitter page is completely fraudulent, and once you notice it, it's like, oh my gosh, these guys are complete scammers. Now regarding Xeno Project and their page, this looks a lot more legitimate to me. Looks much more organic. I would say 90,000 followers is actually probably pretty realistic. I mean, they have seen quite a pump this year. They've advertised at Monerotopia, so a lot of people are aware of them. They have people who have been involved in the cryptocurrency ecosystem for a while. So no, I do not think the Xeno page is fraudulent. And frankly, to be very clear, I don't think Xeno is necessarily a scam. I just think it's highly overvalued, and I don't think it does what people think it does. Is what I'm trying to say. Like, I think xenu, the only reason it exists is for people to try to make money. And I'm being proven right about that time and time again. But let's move on to the next question. This is from Corrupt Carl Mark Force, who donates 0.14778533 XMR. What a that's another air horn. I mean, these donations are great, guys. Thank you so much. Corrupt Carl. I don't know why he's corrupt, by the way. Don't be hard on yourself, buddy. You're probably a good dude. Everybody has their skeletons in their closet. You're probably an okay dude. But anyways, Corrupt Carl says, looking forward to the Darknet series. Operation Dark Gold from a few years ago could be a good lesson on OPSEC to discuss. And that is what Carl wrote. First off, thank you so much for the enthusiasm for the Darknet series. I am super pumped about this because, there really hasn't been a podcast made about cryptocurrency on Darknet markets. There are definitely Darknet market series out there. Darknet Diaries is obviously the most well-known. There's the guy with the beard, Sam something. I'm blanking on his name. Shout out to him too. He does phenomenal work. I don't want this series though to be like going over like different types of arrests, but I'll take your suggestion to mind, because maybe I can spend some time going over crypto OPSEC errors as part of this series. That wasn't the intention, but I definitely can do that. So thank you for that suggestion and for that very generous donation. Regarding the series itself, I'm actually considering switching it up a little bit, and instead, I'm still going to do the podcast, but I'm thinking I might actually release it as a book, and basically each episode of the podcast will be another chapter of the book. I haven't decided that for sure yet, but I'm starting to write it now, and I'm starting to realize that I'm a pretty good writer, and I think that having like that type of like book that you can refer people to, that we also have the audio with it, I think that would be really, really helpful for people to really understand why we are concerned about digital cash and why that, looking at Bitcoin, what has it become? It's a corporate farce, right? It's a joke. You have, your grandmother putting it in their 401k or whatever. You got Michael Saylor twirling around, prancing around like a complete pussy. Fuck that guy, man. We need to bring back the punk in cypherpunk. And that is what this series is going to do. So yeah, I think what I'm going to do actually is write a book. I don't know how many chapters it's going to be. Every time I keep coming up with more ideas, I guess. So anyways, I do have a little story to tell, unrelated. And by the way, if you want to just hear the news because I am going to get to the news part of the the show, I will have timestamps out there. So I like to kind of just improvise. I'm really enjoying this format where I can just speak freely. But if you want to just get right to the news, you can look at the timestamps. But I want to tell a little life story that happened to me recently because it's pretty hilarious. Well, it's funny in retrospect. So yeah, I've been MIA for like 2 weeks, and the reason for it is because I had a kidney stone. And so what had happened was I started noticing like I couldn't like keep food down. Like I kept throwing up like kind of a lot, which is weird. And I lift weights, and I had a pain in my side, and I'm like, maybe I like strained something or something. I wasn't really understanding what was going on. And so then I decided my parents were having like some cookout thing. So I went over to my parents to, spend the night, hang out with them, which I did. And then I woke up the next night. And then as I was going to bed, I felt really bad. Like the pain in my side was like getting to like the 7 out of 10 level. Like it was pretty bad. Like if I were to like laugh at something, it would hurt. And I was like, what the hell is going on? Like I was very confused, right? So I took some Advil. I felt better, whatever. Then the next morning, I wake up and the pain that I had was freaking unbelievable. 10 out of 10. I would not wish this on anybody. Not even Dennis Porter. I'm not even on him. Okay, not on Michael Saylor. I wouldn't wish this on him. Maybe a little bit. Okay, maybe a little bit. No, but seriously, it sucked. So I like slowly rolled out of bed, and like I'm like walking like a 95-year-old man, like trying to reach my phone, and I called my mom, and I'm like, Mom, you gotta take me to the hospital, because my mom lives down my street. So we went to the ER, and they're like, yeah, you got kidney stones, and I'm like, fuck. And they had to do all this operation stuff. I'm 100% now, so there's nothing more to worry about that. But yeah, man, kidney stones, they suck. I do not recommend. I recommend avoiding them if you can. And if you begin to notice signs that you have them, see a doctor. So anyways, that's why I was out for like 2 weeks. But I'm back now, and we got a lot of news to cover. I'm not going to cover everything that happened, because I will be doing another episode on Sunday, because I want to try to get these out every week to start building up a following, especially with the promotion of darknet market maximalism. I'm not going to talk about that this week. I'm going to talk about that, or I'm not going to talk about that in this episode. I'm going to talk about that in the next episode. But anyways, let's move on. All right, so the first story here is yet another kidnapping story. Actually, I have two of them regarding people who were targeted for having cryptocurrency. And I'm telling you guys, this is why you have to have good OPSEC. You can't relax. If somebody finds out you have cryptocurrency, they're going to go to your house with weapons, and they're going to make you send it to somebody else, and that can't be stopped. There's no financial intermediary in between, right? And it's both a blessing and a curse of crypto, but that's just how it is. So yeah, here, just to quickly read through, 6 men accused of kidnapping family from Chicago townhouse and forcing a transfer of $15 million in cryptocurrency. It was a 5-day kidnapping, as detailed in the 44-page FBI affidavit that was unsealed last week. Yeah, I do not have the court records in front of me. I wish I did, because I'm very interested to see how they managed with the cryptocurrency, and of course the surveillance of it leaving the wallets, and of course the tracing of it. But yeah, crazy story. And again, if you have a family and you are using a KYC exchange, if that information leaks, this can happen to you. So this is why we have good OPSEC and we practice good OPSEC. So be careful out there, everybody. And we have another one here. This happened, I think, last year, but there was a crypto casino but there was a billionaire crypto casino operator by the name Tim Heath, and he was attacked at his home in Estonia as part of an alleged kidnapping and extortion attempt. I've been seeing these stories like every week. It is getting worse and worse. So please, guys, practice good OPSEC. If you are using a KYC exchange, be aware of these consequences because it can happen to you. So there has been some positive developments in the Tornado Cash case. I'm going to be covering this more extensively next week, just because this episode's already running a little long. But basically, the EFF is joining Roman Storm's defense, which is the Electronic Frontier Foundation, which is big news because they're a big name. So having them in our camp it's a big win. So I'm really happy to see that. Also, they've been challenging various things as part of this case. I mean, this is a big case, guys. We need to win it. I hate legal crap. I hate lawyers. I hate laws in general. like 95% of laws I could do without, right? But no, in this case, there has been some positive development. I will be going into more detail of this in the next episode, but I just wanted to give you guys an update on that in the meantime. Now, we here at Anti-Moonboy, we don't really do price discussion at all. However, I do keep tabs on the Bitcoin ratio. In my opinion, this is really the only chart that matters. Monero's been getting slaughtered on it the entire year, mostly because of delistings. A lot of uncertainty with Monero because of these said delistings. And frankly, I'm surprised it still exists on certain American exchanges like Kraken, for example. I'm shocked that Kraken has not delisted Monero yet. However, the ratio has actually been doing quite well during this recent dump. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens going forward. I am pretty bearish overall on cryptocurrency. I don't really see it going much higher than, I think my prediction is 125, 130 for Bitcoin as the top, and possibly a blow off at 150, but nothing even more than anything above that. I'd be pretty surprised. Monero, on the other hand, I have no idea, and I'm not going to speculate on the price of Monero, but the ratio is going to do phenomenally during the bear market. I am pretty confident of that. And the reason for that is because people actually buy Monero. And this is actually something I'm going to talk about in my Darknet Market Maximalism series. Because people buy Monero because they need Monero, it's essentially more immune to a bear market than other cryptocurrencies. So yes, I'm going to go into a lot more detail of that in my series, but something I've noticed, and during this pullback, Monero's done pretty well. So I find that to be pretty interesting. Our next story is about the founder of Kucoin, which is a cryptocurrency exchange, and how he pled guilty to unlicensed money transmission charge, and he agrees to pay penalties totaling nearly $300 million. Yeah, Kucoin was an interesting exchange. I actually used it a couple times to get Monero. But yeah, I am starting to see more of a crackdown on exchanges where eventually every single cryptocurrency that you have to buy will be through a regulated channel. The main reason I'm bringing this up, though, is because it's going to expand off of this, and they are going to start targeting these coin swap services. It's only a matter of time until all of these coin swap services, like for example on Cake Wallet, they're going to get taken down. Don't shoot the messenger, but I would be shocked if they don't start targeting these, coin swap services, because like it's not being monitored. And the feds, they want to monitor every time someone swaps into a cryptocurrency, especially Monero. Okay? They want to know when people are swapping in and out of Monero because they're trying to collect metadata. It's called timing analysis. Check my series out, Attack of the Poison Outputs. I talk a lot about timing analysis. And yeah, these coin swap services are really a thorn in the side of, of the feds and of these chain analysis companies. So yeah, now we're going to be talking about the French. Really, I don't know much about France, to be honest with you guys, other than the fact that I read Les Mis when I was in college. It's an incredible book, by the way. He goes into so much detail. Like there's this one 100-page section where he talks about Napoleon and the battle. What battle was it? Was it Waterloo? I forget what, but he talks about how like heroic he was during it, and it is so inspiring. I highly recommend checking it out. It's a little dry, but I tend to like books like that. Anyways, yeah, France, they're targeting crypto gains with a new wealth tax. And by the way, this is going to be the new norm. Every single country is going to implement taxes like this. Let me repeat that. Every single country is going to implement taxes like this. Okay? It's inevitable. And guess what? They're going to use blockchain surveillance to do that. That's what's going to happen. The good news, if you use Monero, is there's shit out of luck. But yeah. Anyways, the French Senate recently approved the 2025 budget, which includes a new unproductive wealth tax. The proposed tax would target a range of crypto assets and apply annually to unrealized gains. These fucking people, man. I swear to God, I fucking hate the government, man. Like, taxing unrealized... okay, whatever. I'm not going to go on a rant on this. And then the article continues. In other words, investors could be taxed on the increased value of their crypto holdings, even if they haven't sold a single coin. Great. Yeah, so I don't have really much more to say about this other than every single country is going to be making laws like this, except like maybe like some countries in Asia, and then everyone's going to move over there, and then they'll get sanctioned somehow. You guys know the drill. This is how economics work in today's world. You know, it is kind of funny though, like and I hate to use this phrase, but I'm going to say it. This is like a really bullish case for Monero. I know, anti-Moonboy, but hear me out here. Like, we need safety from these taxes. And guess what? That safety is going to flock to the most used cryptocurrency on illicit markets. Have you figured that out yet? Darknet market maximalism, baby. We're going to be talking all about this. It's coming soon. It's coming in like a month and a half, 2 months. We're going to be digging in. Anyways, let's move on. This is hilarious. Not really. So the United Health hack that happened last year, I've been talking a lot about it. I even have a theory that the flooding attack that happened with Monero was caused because they were trying to essentially flood Monero to use poison outputs, blah, blah, blah. Anyways, the article here says that the hack impacted 190 million people, which is like 2/3 of Americans. I mean, these people, like, we're getting to a point where you're going to know everything about everybody because all data is going to be publicly available. Like, I'm going to get comments like, "Hey, Xenu, I saw that you were watching Bad Boys 2 last night. What do you think of it?" Hey, Xenu, why do you like Gilmore Girls so much? Oh, fuck. Okay. All right, we got one more story here. This is a serious one, though. I'm getting this from the Blaze, and it's about DARPA, which stands for Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency. Yeah, if things aren't bad enough, basically they're starting to build a framework for targeting people for pre-crime. So crimes you haven't even committed, but they have an algorithm that they're running, and they think that you're going to commit that crime. It's horrifying. I recommend going and doing, like, I don't even feel like reading this right now because I'm just so disgusted by it. I'm going to read this paragraph though. Pre-crime predictions and debanking dystopia. One of DARPA's most unsettling ventures is its development of an algorithmic theory of mind, a technology designed to predict and manipulate human behavior by mimicking an adversary's situational awareness. Simply put, this isn't just spying. It's a roadmap for controlling behavior. While it's framed as a military tool, the implications for civilian life are alarming. By harvesting massive amounts of behavioral data, DARPA aims to build algorithms that can predict decisions, emotions, and actions with unnerving precision. Imagine a world where such insights are weaponized to sway public opinion, deepen divides, or silence dissent before it even begins. Some might say we're already there. Perhaps we are, but it can always get worse. Presented as a matter of national security, this kind of psychological manipulation poses a direct threat to free will and informed consent. I mean, I don't even know what, like, yeah, this is bad. And this is where we're heading. And this is why, if you want to be somebody living in this dystopia that we're heading towards, and arguably already there, you need to research free open source technology. You need to de-Google, and you need to continue to learn, because this is only going to get worse. I think they're already using tools like this, to be honest with you. I think this AI stuff is going to get worse and worse. Why would you even watch like a football game? They'll just use AI to predict who wins with exact precision, right? It's out of control. Yeah, this article from the Blaze was fantastic. I recommend checking it out. But yeah, this is yeah, it's hard to put into words how bad this is, and I know I'm preaching to the choir here, but please, if you want to fight back, promise me this: just improve one part of your OPSEC every week, just one thing. That's the best way to do it. Take little baby steps. I'm doing it too. I'm taking baby steps. I'm learning about different things every single week. And if you don't do that, if you don't start improving little by little and building up your muscles, if you don't do that, you're going to be the normie left behind. And don't be that person. So if you like the content, please consider donating. I really appreciate all the support. And I'm having a lot of fun doing this. And to be honest with you, I'm going to be real with you. I'm starting to find my voice. And it feels really good. So thank you. And have a nice day.